Here we are again. Welcome back, N.y.a show, episode 91. Stop my share. Welcome back to the N.y.a show. Make sure you go watch episode 90. Damn good. Appreciate the support always. Shout out Queen Riri too, because Queen Riri, she be real active on her YouTube. I need to get more active like how she is, like daily. So shout out to her. And I appreciate everybody for checking out the show. Continue to like, comment, subscribe, and here we are with the story for this week, coming straight out of Africa in relations when it comes to what's going on with them in good old China. So what's going on over there is that they waived the debt for 17 African countries to argue against Western bullying. Of course, who's on the West? You know who's on the West. China says promote brotherhood. This is an article written by Alexander Onechina, West African correspondent. On the 23rd of this month, China's Africa bilateral lender waived debt owed by 17 countries in the continent for 23 interest-free loans that were due in the year of 2021. The context of the latest relief reinforces China's intention for Africa to consider the Asian powers its preferred long-term development partner, especially in the face of various forms of hegemonic and bullying practices. Wangyi, China's foreign minister, said that may have been a reference to the recent continuous visit by the U.S. Representative Speaker Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan. I don't think so when it comes with things like that. The United States and Mr. Yang Yi and their relationships with China and U.S. has been tense before Nancy Pelosi started traveling. I must say, this is Mr. Wang Yi. The story has the current leader of China. Of course, they don't do elections and things that's communist, but this is who the article is speaking on, who's going over to Africa, just giving the briefings, the forgiveness of the debt and things of that nature. This is who we speak of. And he be having some sauce for the U.S. I ain't even gonna lie. He having a little sauce for the U.S. So that is something to note. All right. The relief was announced on the 18th of this month and addressed to the Chinese African diplomat at a follow-up meeting to a forum on China's cooperation that was held last November in Senegal. At the forum last year, China reduced its pledge to Africa by 33% in an apparent show of concern for Africa's indebtedness to it and against the backdrop of a slowing Chinese economic growth. So you can take that one way or the other when it comes to how bad people are doing when it comes to finances, this going on, recession talk, but also that Africa was so in debt that they said, you know what, we just gonna give y'all a break and just stop giving y'all money, because the way that you niggas is late right now on payments, we don't see no point of giving out no more money. So that's what I read it as. You let me know what you read it as for yourself when you check out the story as well. But the specifics of the announcement for the relief are not known, as the beneficiaries of the amount were not disclosed. China canceled debt due to interest-free loans worth 113.8 million that matured in 2020 from 15 African countries, including Botswana, Burundi, Rwanda, Cameroon, the the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Mozambique. Damn, I probably butchered some names, but I went through it and did it. But what I want to say is that I think that at the same time, if Africa is in debt to a country, and then the country that they're in debt to says, you know what, I'm going to forgive you for the amount of money that you owe me, a certain amount of that money, because that's not they giving billions, but some millions cut off. That's a lot of money to say, don't worry about. But they were that late, and then they say on the front end, China said they're reducing what they're giving, so I already can't pay you, and then you want to reduce what you give me. So those that were already didn't have it, probably looking for any type of additional relief to come in, if the leaders don't know where the next dollar is coming from, are now like, well, damn, I still owe money and I can't get any more money. But that's part of the whole debt thing. They keep allowing you to get more and more and more and more, and then you run the debt up, and they're not giving a substantial way for you to make money, to pay the money, make your money and make profit to pay this money back. Oh, so you end up in the same position. So I'm not quite sure. I'm quite sure that's what China's representative had in mind when they said, yo, we're just going to stop on giving up all the money. China and Africa shake hands on the non-interference. China appreciates the firm commitment of African countries to the One China principle and the strong support for China's efforts to safeguard sovereignty, security, and territorial integrity. Yi said, and I want you guys to also look at borrowing and loans, just like the same way that any type of money that anybody borrows from you on a personal level, when it comes to the borrowing, when it comes to your car, your home, any personal loans that you have, look at borrowing this in this story the same way that you do in those situations, because this story is not too much different than what's going on with a lot of people on an everyday basis. You're taking money, you're borrowing money with the intention to give it back, but of course these people, the people that are borrowing for you, are there to help you. But when it comes time for that favor, they are going to be looking for it. He emphasizes other points of the political agreement with China and Africa. The result being that Africa has received infrastructure and humanitarian investments by China from the Fungoon Bridge, which opened in Senegal this year, and the Nairobi Expressway in Kenya, to emergency food assistance to Djibouti, Ethiopia, Somalia, and Eritrea. But I just want to also say some of those places I named, like Ethiopia, Eritrea, that have been in war torn for the last year and a half. So a lot of this relief is very useful for these countries that's coming in. The financial governor signed over a 1,180 loan commitments worth 160 billion between 2000 and 2020, and the China African Research Initiative database shows 2/3 being transport, power, and mining projects. Angola, Zambia, Ethiopia, Kenya, and Cameroon have borrowed the most from China in dollars terms. Yi pledges further Chinese investment in the Africa, including support for the Great Green Wall against climate change, providing food assistance to 17 countries, and increasing China's imports from Africa. At the same time, he reinforces the core intent of the relation between the both parties. China will continue to support solving Africa's issues in an African way. We oppose interference by outside forces in African countries' internal affairs, and oppose and stoking confrontation in Africa. No different than I see what's going on in the United States as they give out and we help people. Don't That's not, they just think that they're the only people who got their hands in Africa. China, not, I'm just reading a story about that. It's other people, other government, other countries that have a hand in Africa more than that. I'm pretty sure the United States got relations there. France got relations there. A lot of people have relations there that are going on there in Africa. But I think overall, Africa has to stand on its own 2 feet, just like anybody that's in these type of borrowing situations have to get to the point where you're able to stand on your own 2 feet and not have to foot, the bill on anything when it comes to what you owe to other people. But I want to know what you guys think of this. Like I said, everybody owe money. Africa just got some money canceled out that they owe to China. China in return is going to reduce what they're giving Africa just on, I guess, on a yearly basis. That's what they said sometime last year, in hopes that maybe we can start to invest more in the Africa and get some of this money paid back the same way that you see with the United States giving so much over Ukraine and things of that nature. Is going to come a day where it's like, all right, all this has been invested. You guys are back on your feet. Things are going how we expected them to go. Let's re-talk about some of this that's old. But you guys, let me know what you think about this story. Everybody owes. But here's a situation where China has decided to cancel out some money owed by African countries, 17 African countries at that. It's the N.y.a show, episode 91. Let me know your thoughts below. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all next week.